So, welcome. Welcome. I am Scott's Case Files, and above me you'll see my awesomest players, Eva. Um, Over here, let's get into it. Yes, you're one of them. Let's start with Jason. We never start with the middle. I always go from the sides. But Jason, how are you?
Today's episode of Bedlam Hall, the Malbanes, is brought to you by Stay Hydrated.
Oh, God. Scott's Case Files, Bedlam Hall is not sponsored by any entity, whatever. But yes, do stay hydrated. Hydration is a good thing. We like hydration. How about Steve?
Yeah.
How are you doing, Steve?
Good. How are you?
I am
Hello.
well. I'm happy to be here. I'm aglow. Actually, I got to turn this down slightly. Excellent. And last but not least, we have Philip. Philip, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm glad to be here. I'm ready to stab some people with my penknife. As Jason reminded me I can do.
Oh my god, that penknife is going to be dulled by the end of the campaign. It's crazy.
No, I always sharpen it.
All right, so before I forget, as usual, let's go ahead and do the intro movie, and we'll be right back. Hold tight.
What you did last summer.
And that's what we got in with. Somebody knows what you did last summer. So, yes, absolutely somebody does. So, a question that Philip was actually asking as we were doing our thing. Let's see here. There we go. Innuendo. I think I got you all there. Okay. So, let's see. When you hint or reference a confirmed secret in gaining social advantage over someone, roll plus secret. In a full success, they are knocked down a peg or two. With a partial success, choose one. So, I think it's like, I suppose it's an unwritten. Is it an unwritten rule? Or is it a written rule that's like you don't screw with the family? So I'm not sure because you're really not playing a prestige game with the family. You are. Well, it's not with them. They are your prestige overlords, if you will. But the game is played between you as staff.
It does mention only secrets. The Malbanes do not have secrets; they have troubles.
Right,
Therefore,
troubles, right.
innuendo does not apply to them because you cannot reference their secret.
Okay. So they only have troubles. Okay.
Yeah. Well, and
sense.
secret is capitalized, so it's game term
that's
secret.
a good clarification.
Cool.
So,
I
Nice
guess I'll have to
try,
figure out some
Philip.
people's secrets. Oh no, gotta find secrets.
it's used for petty sniping at each other.
I think we
Yes.
need to confirm more suspicions about each other.
I think I need to develop a suspicion about someone.
That's what I meant. Come up with suspicions.
Yeah, I've just been so focused on using my prestige to get better that I
I say I'm sitting on. I think I'm the most popular right now at 5 prestige because I didn't spend mine at the end of the session.
That's right.
I
I
haven't.
could put all of you in a horrible spot right now, but
I
I'm gonna
haven't
resist
actually.
doing that.
I haven't actually spent anything either.
I was gonna say,
Wait,
did you get an
what?
advance last session?
No, I was thinking about it, but I'm just like, it might be more fun just to lord it over you with lots of prestige.
Cool. Well, I then have the biggest advantage out of everybody because I've advanced.
From a
Well, you
certain
have
point of
0
view.
prestige, but aside from that,
I was always going to have 0 prestige. I'm the car person.
I'm that car person. Oh, that's awesome.
okay,
All
enough
right.
smack talk. Let's get into this.
Let's get into this. So there we were. Dark and stormy night. It's about a month later. You're now decently into summer at the manor, and again, it's a dark and stormy night, but it's a warm, humid. So it's like that like that feeling like when you get wet and then you put on the raincoat and then it kind of bakes it in. That's this area in the warm, humid summer. Yeah, good times were not had by all. So yeah, things have gone well. Again, can we call it anything normal-ish?
I've moved into the normal summer habits of wiping down the walls to prevent the mold from forming.
Yes, amongst other strange growths, etc., etc.
But so it's
And,
normal as typical.
Yeah, typical. Let's see. Damien is in his bed. He's bedridden for, I'd say, the past several days. He had another trouble incident where actually the family figured it would be interesting to hunt him on the grounds and capture him themselves. A rarity that they get their literal hands dirty, but there we are. Otherwise,
Horrible.
Yeah,
what was that, Steve? I'm sorry, you cut out there.
I was gonna say that's horrible.
That's horrible. But at
They
least you didn't have to go on the ground.
animal
yourself.
son for sport.
Let's see. The you can kind of see Peyton's laudanum use go up and down. The other trouble you're firmly aware of is Delilah. She's getting towards another bout with the lead poisoning, but you never quite know when it's coming. Lord Mortimer Malbane himself hasn't had another incident, though there was a big hubbub from him after the incident from last episode. In fact, Ms. Croft was sent into town with a sealed telegram that was to be sent out immediately. And then so actually it's a dark and stormy-ish night. The wind's blowing. Probably Reynolds and Current are all around trying to make sure everything's shuttered just right, so nothing, no glass shatters in the wind, etc., etc. Croft is probably just doing odds and ends around to kind of, keep herself out of the line of fire. You get seen by a family member, you pretty much have to do the thing that they want you to do. So better to be a little scarce every now and then, especially when the others are doing their thing.
That's where the garage comes in handy.
That is where the garage comes in handy. So things happen. So there's a knock at the front door. I'll say there's have we established there's some kind of chime or something? There's no such thing as real. I don't think there's like a doorbell in this day and age, right?
A good knocker would work.
A knocker on the door.
Yeah,
you guys-
Yeah.
Hollow.
Is it like a hand, like someone's fist? Something like that.
I like that.
Regardless, a heavy knocker. Arguably the best kind.
Mr. Current, hearing the knock, will
Yes, you hear
proceed
this
towards the
echoing.
front door.
Excellent. Mr. Current, you kind of leave your duties of making sure everything is nice and shuttered. When you get to the front door, things are quiet. There is only one set of knocks. You're used to kind of like the follow-up knockings. Someone impatient for the help to get there. No such thing here. When you do get to the door, you open it, and silhouetted, it's again very dark. There's no lantern outside, no anything, and silhouetted in the dark is this. Looks like this kind of like, I don't know, bulky figure in front of you. Perfectly bald head, lightning flashes, and you see kind of his features come up. And it's this man in a long overcoat with an umbrella. A car is actually going back up the drive towards leaving the property. Obviously, some kind of taxi or rented car, etc. And yeah, so you see this guy. He has a look that, if you kind of see his from the chest up, he seems very stocky, but as you kind of look, it's a very, it seems athletic. He keeps fit, whoever this is. And, he's completely shaved bald. His skin is just sickly white, actually. Kind of, sunken eyes, that kind of thing. And he's like, I'm here for Lord Malbane.
Very good. What is your name? Are you expected?
I'm expected. I received the Lord's telegram last week and made my best speed.
Excellent. Do you have the copy of the telegram with you?
He kind of looks at you incredulously. Are you
don't
asking
leave
me
him
for proof that
outside.
I was
Invite him
invited?
in, Mr. Current.
All right, well, please come in from the inclement weather. You may place your umbrella, your coat here, and take a seat in the parlor over here, and I will fetch Malbane myself. May I ask your name to announce you to him?
You can see as this guy is kind of taking off his own coat that he's like ticking off the check boxes on your shit you failed to do correctly sheet. He takes it off. He puts his own umbrella in the thing. His wet kind of long coat is now over his arm, wetting his arm with the remaining raindrops. He's like, tell him Mr. Crowley is here.
Don't bother, Mr. Current. I'll do it.
Out of nowhere, Ruby's like the house ninja these days. Like, she's like, she literally wasn't there a second ago, and then she's like standing right next to the door, like by the umbrella stand. That's her new power.
And I'll fetch you some tea, good sir. Warm you right up.
Good man.
Yeah, very good. Yes.
A little stuck for words there, Current. And I'll step my way up the stairs, headed towards where I assume Lord
nice
Malbane
English tea for the evening.
Absolutely. Milk, no sugar. And he's like kind of surveying the place. You can tell it's like he has that air of someone who's been here before, but it's kind of like, oh, that's the same, that's different, that's the same, etc., etc. He kind of goes over to where did you direct him, Current?
Parlor?
The parlor? Yeah, he'll head over to the parlor, kind of drape his coat over one of the one of the end tables there, kind of like, at the entrance to it. And you'll have a seat in one of the chairs. Again, kind of survey the area.
Would sir prefer wine, brandy, or whiskey?
He kind of gestures to Reynolds. I'll just be having my tea. Something to warm me up after being outside for the door for so long.
Probably be coming back with, the tea service.
Very good, sir.
He graciously takes the tea, pours it himself, milk, pops it in there, gives it a second a swirl, sniffs it, drinks it, and it's as he takes his first sip that what do you call it? Delilah runs in. She's like all afluster, like, "Oh my goodness, Alistair, you're here! It's been so long. We've missed you. We're so happy you've chosen to visit. Did you travel well?" He's like, Yes. I was just back from the colonies a couple of weeks ago and received the telegram. Here I am. When Mortimer calls, I come." And she's just like tripping over herself. Did you need some more tea? Is this? And he's like, she kind of turns to you and stage whispers to Reynolds, "Is this a good tea?"
I nod. Of course, madam. As I take his coat, gingerly, sort of, glancing at Mr. Current and hanging up in its proper spot.
It's a little off kilter at the moment. That's fine. Croft, you went to find Mortimer Malbane, yes?
Yes, I did.
Excellent. Doesn't take too long for you to find him. He's kind of taken to staying in the library lately. And so he's reading through books. When he thinks you aren't watching or nobody's noticing, he goes into like the secret room with the Book of Blood and sits in there for a while. But generally speaking, he's reading various books from his shelf, that kind of thing. So you find him in the library. What do you do?
I will clear my throat. Lord Malbane, you have a visitor here. A Mr. Crowley is downstairs in the parlor.
You see him light up, and he hasn't lit up in a while. In fact, he doesn't really light up like this. He's very morose, kind of sullen individual generally. It's like, oh, Mr. Alistair Crowley is back at Malbane Manor. Excellent. Just what I need. Tell him I'll be there presently.
Yes, sir. Would you like me to gather anyone else from the family? Yes, sir. Shall I make sure there's drinks ready for you when you get there?
No drink. Go.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. So I'll scurry down the stairs as quickly as possible. Mr. Crowley, Lord Malbane said that he will be here shortly.
Yes, he's like enjoying the tea greatly. I just want to take a game master aside to again reiterate that these three volunteered to play in this game and have me make them feel like crap and stuff and berate them for 3 hours a session.
Well, it's just like any other Apocalypse World game, only, with a little bit less agency.
I feel bad a little.
For me.
Oh goodness. So you're all kind of waiting on Crowley as he's downstairs. Delilah has, done her kind of flip out, and she's, I'll go see what's in the kitchen. Maybe we can find you something. And then what she really means is, Reynolds, can you go to the kitchen and find something?
Of course.
I will. I don't know what sort of pretense. I'll come up with a pretense for. Are Delilah's kids the twins? Are they hers?
No, they are. Those are.
Her only
Peyton's
child
kids.
is the one who's dead.
Missing, allegedly not with us. Crossed off a list, perhaps, but
One heck of a laugh there going on.
Okay, well then I will just. I will. Lady Delilah, perhaps you would like to follow me to the kitchen just to make sure that everything is seen to properly and that you are able to have all of the treats that you would prefer to have. And just make sure that everything is perfectly up to your standards
Oh my.
for such an important guest.
Jockeying for prestige. So yes,
I'm actually just trying to get her out of the room where he is.
yeah. So basically, Croft just talked Reynolds out of an extra task, as Croft now guides Lady Delilah to the kitchen to touch all the things so that she doesn't have to, because I doubt Delilah has ever actually touched anything in the kitchen with her fingers or full hand. So yes, that kind of thing. Current. You see the guest kind of looking you over. He's like, "Have we met before, sir?"
I cannot say that I have had the pleasure of your acquaintance.
I suppose you'd know. Still,
Well, yes,
did
you
you?
are a very handsome and distinct individual with quite a presence. One could
Yes,
not
man.
forget their encounter with you.
Quite. Well, he's like, were you in service to the family when the Lord's former wife was still amongst us?
I was indeed, sir.
Perhaps we bumped elbows before. Very well. And before you know it, Mortimer is in the room, and he is like making strides again. It's like he's 20 years younger, 70. Oh my gosh! And yeah, he springs into the room. Aliasta, thank goodness you're here. Oh, we have so much to talk about. I need your assistance badly. It's like, did anyone offer you wine, brandy? It's like, I have my tea. Your man was good enough to offer them. We're going to we'll be in the library, and he kind of like let's see, he can't decide, does he want Reynolds or Current to come with? Let's say Current. He points to Current and says, why don't you take the tea service along with us, and we're going to need more tea, probably some brandy, definitely some cigars. The tin that I was sent from India, also that little tin. Don't ask what's.
Good choice, sir.
And you and Current and Reynolds and Croft know that tin contains like hashish. It's hashish.
Special.
It's a special thing. But yes, it's a very special thing that makes people happy or whatever, depending on who you ask. Anyway, so yes, they disappear automatically. Current, I'm assuming you're following like in their wake, if you will.
Yeah. Bring the tea set along into the library with them. They get in there, start saying by whatever, and then promptly head back towards the kitchen, the pantry to fetch some brandy. Go over the cigars and the nice little tin from India. I've been given my marching orders. So I will go and do that and gather things and bring them back to the library as needed until everything is assembled for them.
Excellent. So Croft is in the kitchen. Reynolds, what are you gonna do with all this excitement going on?
Well, since I don't have to run all over the house, I'm gonna, put his things away and dry the floor so that no one, trips and hurts themselves. For instance, someone going upstairs with, a heavy load of, dishes or, bottle, stuff. I won't want that to happen.
We wouldn't
absolutely want anybody to slip while running with penknives.
Oh, damn. It always comes back to the penknife. You guys are fixated on that thing. I mean, not that it's not dangerous, let's face it.
It went through my hand. It was literally fixated in me.
Just a little.
You're lucky that's all that it went through.
That's a really great point. All right. So Reynolds,
My word.
at one point, Reynolds, you have to get down on your kind of hands and knees to kind of, take a cloth and do the thing. And as you're doing that, you hear a sound. Clap, clap. And when you look up, you are eye to eye with fucking Petunia. She is eyeing you with those big, big horse eyes.
Has Petunia been present lately?
She was brought in not long after the incidents of the last session.
Petunia, did you want to look this up, or would you like me to fetch you something?
She kind of does that, but she's giving you the eye. Again,
Of course, I will fresh you a bowl of fresh flowers now.
Yes, of all the NPCs I created, they were all neutral. The only antagonist is Petunia. And the second you turn around, she rushes you.
I try not to be trampled by the small pony.
I'm gonna say
The small pony probably weighs a few 100 pounds.
yeah. So I think this comes under ignoring the strange. When you attempt to disregard the strange or horrible happenings,
Because of course I'm
brought
trying to
about by
step out of the
family.
way, like just this would be natural.
Exactly. So why don't you go ahead, roll some composure, see how we do. Oh, 11. Wow. So yeah, 10 plus. The events have no effect on your person. You continue forward as planned. You may ask a question about the situation as it's unfolding. Well, that's cool.
Aside from my flesh and her hooves, what would best please Petunia right now?
Ooh, that's a good one. Ironically, probably, like wine. That's her thing.
I would get a bowl of flowers and soak them in wine.
Excellent. Croft, you're in the I wait till you chew and then I talk to you. It's one of those things.
Perfect.
Okay. No, take another bite. Fine. Go.
Oh, okay.
Okay, just kidding. No, don't. Oh God, it's a good one too. Yeah, so you're in the kitchen with Delilah, and she's just like a fluster. You sense there's some kind of weird sexual energy going around. Like, this is like what, like when your old available boyfriend shows up type of thing. And she's all afluster. She's like, what do we have that's exotic?
Well, let's see what the cook has sent up first. We'll see what's prepared.
Interesting.
Please be an aperitif. Please be an aperitif.
So yeah, you open up the dumbwaiter, and there are actually it's getting close to dinner time actually. But there's like a couple covered things. Like I really have to look up what the hell the proper term for that is. Is it tapette? Or, I don't know. But anyway, there's like a couple of those sitting there, and one seems like it's a little steaming, and the other one is not.
Okay, I will peek in the non-steaming one first. So that seems like it might have tentacles or something.
The non-steaming one has what, at least at first glance, looks like what foie gras, kind of like in a. But the weird thing is, it's in the shape of like one of the those the happy sad masks. It's like it's been pressed into one of those like tins to form it, and that's what it's in. There's some like bread, thinly sliced bread and whatnot around it, etc., etc.
Well, this looks exotic. I'm sure they don't have liver like this in the colonies.
It's like, absolutely they don't. They don't have France right next door. Says, yes, perfect. Bring that up to the library. Tell Alistair that I selected this myself. Yes.
Of course, absolutely.
Excellent.
And
excellent.
then,
Quickly now.
yes, of course, my lady. And perhaps you would want to select your best dress for dinner.
Well done, Croft. Sometimes I forget you're a woman, but at times like this, it really pays off.
Yes, I'm sure it does. If you need my help at all, I'm happy to help, my lady. Of course.
Excellent. I will do so. I tell the men that I won't be joining them to give them their privacy, but we'll join for dinner.
Yes, and I'll kind of do like a curtsy bow thing as I bustle out with the tray before I spoil her apparently good mood of me.
Excellent. Current. You drop things off, for them upstairs, and they immediately shoo you out of the room. As you're kind of shooed out, you're still carrying like the silver tray with you that it came on. You kind of put it down on one of the tables there, like in between the two of them, so they could share as they needed. And you see Alexander and Alexandrina kind of popping out of their room and looking in your direction, like kind of that covert but not very good covert type of glance out the room.
Ah, children. Am I able to assist you with anything?
They're like, they both simultaneously do the.
Ah, I see. Intrigue is afoot. So I will go in with them.
And they're like, they like everyone else that from the family that you've encountered so far is very like over the top to see him, but upon seeing the guest, the children are not. They are the opposite. They look almost mortified, and they're like, "Is that Crowley?"
Yes, it is.
He's a madman,
Well, Malbane invited him here specifically.
He's a madman, and he's some kind of sorcerer.
Are those not one and the same?
You can see from the simultaneous looks on their faces that they aren't interested in the fact that you're outwitting them right now, and like they're like, be that as it may, we want to know what's going on.
At this time, I am privy to very little. Mr. Cully arrived and was extremely brusque in his manner. Lady Delilah seemed to trip over her own feet in obsequiousness, which was most unbecoming a lady of the house. And then Mr. Malbane took Crowley to the library for cigars and brandy, and then sent me on my way before I could hear anything.
Well, aren't servants known for listening at keyholes? Something? That's you do know. Do you not snoop?
My word, I would not besmirch the honor of this great house with snooping.
Overhearing? Is that less dishonorable?
Oh, one can't help but overhear discussions in the course of service, of course.
Well, we want you to do that. Where's Reynolds and Croft?
I do not know at the moment. They keep them running around with all manner of things. It seems this Miss Crowley is most demanding and has countless tasks for all of us that need to it.
Just like a madman.
Exactly. If he forces us all to scatter, we cannot combine our strength and overcome him.
Well, get together with the others and do some snooping. We want to know what's going on. I'm sorry,
See what I can find for you.
overhearing. Overhear to the best of your abilities.
Over here, over there. I have the run of the house, so
Oh,
I'll just be
bad
over anywhere.
puns. That's what we need now. Butler puns. Oh, the worst of the lot. They're like, very well then, you're dismissed.
I will bow briefly and make my egress, and then, well, I guess I'm going to look purposeful in my walk as I walk back towards / past the library and concentrate on whatever I can hear.
Excellent. In the meanwhile, Reynolds, you have successfully fed Petunia. She still gives you, as you kind of put down the bowl filled with the soaked flowers, she still gives you that look like she wants to eat your soul so bad.
I think I put it down, but I sort of, jerk back as if she's going to lunge at me.
Yeah, but it seems you sated the savage breast at the moment, as the saying goes.
And then as one of my, many, many busy tasks, I'm going to, walk over to the nice warm fireplace and hold the man's coat out so that it dries properly.
Oh my god. That's messed up. You've made yourself into living furniture. No.
And get warm at the same time, of course.
Oh, I suppose there's that. There is that fringe benefit, yes. Goodness.
I'm very good at tending the fires.
Nice. Literally and figuratively. Croft, you'll pass Current in the hallway as you're coming up with the foie gras service. Oh, you must be muted or you're not picking up yet.
Oh, you're right. I was muted. Wanted to spare you all my chewing noises. I will sweep by briskly, holding my tray of foie gras, and knock at the door, and then open it and step in.
Do you stop? Do you say anything as you pass?
No, but I will kind of follow behind to the side a bit and then stand next to the opened half of the door, listening to whatever I may.
Yes, that's what you come upon, Croft.
Oh. What is it? What is it that I come upon? I don't think I see.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was badly multitasking there, saying hello to our buddy Drugdorf in chat. So yes, Current, were you basically like listening at the door? Were you passing by? I didn't catch
Yeah,
that.
I'm gonna. So, yeah, I open the door to go in with the foie gras, and I'm just gonna stand next to the open door listening.
Oh, excellent. So
While I go
so
and
the
do
two
that.
of you, so Croft, you're in the room. Current, you're behind, with the door open. You kind of, when you both enter this conversation, if you will. It's a really great oak door. It was like silence and then open and like, oh, the conversation all over you. As you enter, the conversation is like, and then apparently I tried to stab a man with a rapier, says Mortimer. They kind of like, as you come in there, they kind of stifle, and Crowley is like, it's the good stuff. I can smell it from here.
Yes, Lady Malbane picked it out especially.
Oh, did she now? Crowley says.
Yes, Mr. Crowley. But please, don't let me interrupt the conversation. It sounded thrilling. I'd hate for you to lose your stride, Lord Malbane. You are such a great storyteller.
Oh, wow. Yes, quite. And he's like, again, yes, they do continue. You're a non-entity, really, to them. So yes, and it was just horrid. It's just I had no recollection of this. I woke up wearing child's clothes, and it was a day later. And Crowley's like, yes, the incantation. That'll happen. It's been quite some time, He kind of looks around. He does take notice of Croft, her presence and like the fact the door is open. But again, it's like who cares? Who are these people if they know? He's like, you've worn so many. You can kind of see he's going into innuendo. You've worn so many suits over the many years that, of course, they're going to try to wear you every now and then. And that's to be expected. I fully saw this happening, being so close to your own anniversary coming this year. So it's to be expected. One must roll with the punches, as those Yanks say. Yes, roll the punches. Ooh, very well. Very good. Nice saying. I'll give them that. Like, yes, you can go now. And they immediately, Crowley immediately, like, just takes a piece of bread and just unceremoniously digs it into the fog rod, destroying the artwork which was there, without even noticing it, probably, and starts eating. And you're shooed out as you go out. You're nose to nose with Current as the door closes.
Do you think that he's responsible for the? Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
What is that? We are both needed in the Great Hall? Yes, please come. Let us go.
Of course. Of course.
Oh, shit. Okay, that's awesome.
Once the piece is away, it's like, we should at least be out of earshot before you begin talking to me about things.
You're right. I'm sorry. That was a very trying experience. And I know that you, of all people, love a good. So, humor me. Do you think that Mr. Crowley made Mr. Current go at you with his rapier and call me a witch? Lord Malbane, see how flustered I am?
I will pull my handkerchief out. It's like, there, and I'll dab your forehead. It's like, I understand getting flustered. It must be overheated. But, that, I have it on, I have heard that Mr. Crowley is actually a sorcerer of ill repute. And that some people do not trust him, so what you say, it is entirely possible that Mr. Crowley has ensorcelled our Lord into having these spells and fits from time to time. But
You're muted too, Steve.
So they're actually back to the Great Hall.
Yes. It's a quick
I
walk.
mean, yeah, but I mean, mostly it was just an excuse to get away from the vicinity of the library. But sure,
I'd be
wherever
like,
we are, I'm sure you can.
I'll
I'm
go
sure you can
anywhere.
walk in.
like ensorcelled in this household, poppycock.
Who'd have thunk? And it's like, or it may be that this ancestor Nicodemus is the true sorcerer, and they have enlisted Crowley as their accomplice in these continuing maleficent deeds down the years.
I do say, Mr. Current, you know ever so much about sorcery. I would never even begin to be able to put all of this together.
Well, he is very old. You know, as I hand him the, perfectly dry, warm, toasty coat. Like, please ensure this gets to where it should belong.
Excellent. Now hold on to it until this moment. I'll just put it on the coat rack.
Was there anything in
door.
it before I stole something out of it?
You're asking me. Sorry. That's a great question. The answer to your question is yes. Yes, there actually was something in there.
Okay.
Reynolds, are you going to take time to look at it while they were away, or?
But yes, I'm going to use it to steal something valuable.
Excellent. Oh, and I'll be playing for it. It's horrible. But yes, as you kind of it's basically wrapped in cloth, kind of like a harder cloth, like almost if someone's put melted beeswax onto it, so it has a starchness to it.
A third heavy cloth.
Yeah, inside that cloth, however, is a very small dagger, like an old school Norman dagger type, with a jewel in the center, one red jewel.
You need to defend yourself around here with, knife fighting going on everywhere.
Everybody should have one.
Ears and very dangerous household.
It is
Everybody
a very dangerous
with
household.
dagger fighting.
Those cats are fast as lightning. Excellent. But yes, that was in the pocket.
And I've been my awful move to take it from that pocket.
Excellent.
Before handing it over to nice Mr. Current, who will hopefully take the blame for it.
I think you all take the blame for it.
We all take the blame for it.
In one way or another. But yes.
In one way or another.
We'll figure that out later. So yes. So the three there. Petunia has finished her meal in the side room that you were in. And you hear the cloppity clop on like marble and tile, clop clop. It's almost like that sound, like in Aliens where they're tracking the aliens as clop, doo 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 doo. That's the same thing, old school style. But yeah, the clopping goes down the hallway. Every now and then, of course, this horse doesn't spend a lot of time outside, so Reynolds has found no few piles of poop and other such items laying about. Some anything in the hall is likely to be broken. Petunia is worse than a cat when it comes to knocking stuff off of shelves. She destroys the place, and you're expected to kind of not only clean it up, but replace it like nothing is different from before, which gets a little challenging when she goes down a full hallway.
I feel like there's more than one vase that if you turned it around would have like a huge crack and a missing piece out of it.
Exactly. You gotta make do with what you've got. A little glue here and there, and proper positioning, and it looks perfect.
Extra flowers,
Nice.
looks like new.
They'll never notice. Awesome. So yeah, you hear the trepidous sound of Petunia clippity clopping away from you to parts unknown, but still within the house.
And of course, I will clean up the bowl and the surrounding debris.
Excellent. Croft. So Croft, as you turn around, you see Alexandrina behind you. She wasn't there a second ago.
Oh, hello. Are you hungry? Would you like me to get you some food?
She says, "No." And she literally just says the one word and looks at you. She's doing a Steve. We'll call it the Steve. No. And Current, you're still there, yes?
I think Current is, yeah.
Yep. You're still hanging around, Current? Gotcha. You're muted.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Oh, hey, I'll hang around.
Okay.
Miss Alexandrina, how may I help you then?
We need to spy on Crowley.
Oh, we did. Already, I did. I spied on him very well.
As did I. Well,
Okay,
I didn't
but
so much spy, I overheard.
Yes, well, I actually spied. I did a much better job than Current.
Some of us
About
have honor.
About the time Reynolds gets back is when Alexandrina just looks the two of you up and she's, "You're horrible spies."
Why?
Well, they do the best that they can with the skills that they have.
Why can't you be sneaky like Reynolds?
Miss Alexandrina, there is an art to being so obvious as to be inconspicuous. And I would like to think that I've mastered that art of people not suspecting that I know the things that I know until I need to tell them that I know.
She you can tell you lost her there, but she's still trying to hang with it. It's like, well, since you're such poor spies, excepting Reynolds, of course, follow me.
Okay.
And she immediately starts walking off. Will everyone follow along, or anyone stay behind? What you doing?
No, I'll absolutely follow along.
I like Alexandrina. Of course I'll go.
Excellent.
That's probably the my doom right there.
That's probably your doom right there. So you kind of go through one of the side corridors that's kind of parallel to the library, and she goes into a room. However, she doesn't go into a room. She goes through the door to the room.
Wait.
Walks through it like nothing.
Do we have to ignore the strange? Or is this normal enough?
Do we have to ignore the strange? This is probably unusual.
Yeah, I would say, let's go for it. Everybody ignore this.
I've only seen two of them in one place before, but this is a little bit beyond that.
Yeah, I would say yes. That definitely true. So yeah, everybody roll some composure for me.
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness! Nice. Are we going to complete it? Is everybody going to be fine?
Well, I'm distracted, and my actions are
no!
somewhat compromised. Oh no!
This did not go well for me.
You can spend some prestige.
Nope, this did not go well for me.
Oh, actually, I suppose yeah. Do you want to spend prestige? You can spend the 2 it would take to get up to the 7.
Nope.
Nope, you're good. Excellent. All right. So yes, the Reynolds and Ruby kind of probably look at each other for a second and open the door. So yeah, I'm gonna say, let's see here. What's the I'm gonna put a pin in this till a little bit, but yeah. So yeah, you definitely see. Yeah, you definitely see. What do you call it? Current stutter, and you can. Yeah, he has that look of like, that's not right. That's not right. And but is able to follow.
No. You too? Oh.
Yeah, actually, that looks like let's go with a point of mental trauma on that one. That looks like mental trauma to me.
So I have a question for my role.
Sure. Yeah. You got the excellent.
Was she giving any tells to indicate if this really was not Alexandrina? Or is it like a dead-on ringer for her?
Let's see, base question. So this is a dead-on ringer.
Okay.
In your few interactions, you can now actually pick out times as this occurs to you when you were talking to this one and not Alexandrina when she was with her brother.
Okay.
You know, there's little tells like how she cuts her R's and L's a little more clipped, like that type of thing.
Interesting.
So, yes.
Is she in the room that we enter?
Yes, she's in the room.
Okay. There's that.
And it's like an unused bedroom. Something that, like, again, there's actually, like, you know, the cloths over all the stuff that you put there probably yourself to make sure that it doesn't catch dust, and et cetera, et cetera. There's mothballs lying in, like, you know, as it kind of creases over the bedposts, you know, they have the mothballs in the center to keep the moths from eating at the cloths, and et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, she's in there, and she actually goes and twists one of those said bedposts, and you hear a click at the wall, and part of that paneling starts to creak open.
Like, thank you for that. It appears you don't need to open doors when you don't want to.
She kind of ignores that. You can tell she's literally purposely ignoring that. And as Current finally comes in after kind of dealing with shit, putting it together in his brain, she's like, "I'm too short for the eye holes, but go in there and you'll find them. I want to know more, and I'm not allowed in the study, in the library."
I'll look. I'm curious. And I imagine I'm just a hair taller than Miss Croft.
Probably. Sounds good. Yeah, she exits the room and closes the door behind her, leaving the three of you in this room with this open passage. What do you do? So is this
viewing the library or the special part of the library?
You're not actually seeing the library yet. You're seeing what I think Reynolds and Current, you've both been in a secret passage in this house. Croft, have you? I forget. I don't think so.
No, I have not.
Yeah, so you two see something very familiar, like the opposite side of the plastered walls. Like, and again, this is like is a very old house. This is the way they used to do it, of course, was they put up the two, beams and then the little thin slats of wood. And on top of that, you slab around the plaster and smooth it out. That's how you get your walls. So you're seeing the slat side. What's that?
I still have that.
Ah, we'll see. There you go. Old style. But yeah, so you're seeing the other side of the walls, the slats. And it's generally dark, but there are little rays coming in every now and then. There's a crack in the plaster that then goes through the slits and into the room, or into the passage, I should say. And otherwise, it's every now and then, as you kind of peer down there, Croft especially, as being her first time, assuming she's going. You'll see like every now and then there's like a note on a wall or something like that, or a name, or an arrow, or something like that. What do y'all do?
Does the handwriting seem to all be like the same hand, different hands throughout the passage?
It's dark, so it's hard to get a real, honest to goodness, detailed look. But you'd say different hands.
Okay. Are we going to talk about the fact that Ghost Alexandrina has led us into an unknown secret passage?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Please.
There's secret passages everywhere.
Oh, well, this is news to me. But then I'm used to cars, which are significantly smaller and don't need secret passages. But, Current, don't act like you don't know what we mean. You literally just almost had a seizure back there. There are some things that you can use that stiff upper lip to mask, but the shock on your face was not one of them.
I would like to use this moment to gain a suspicion about Mr. Current, seeing as he's so flustered.
Interesting.
Curious.
Let's see here.
Okay, feel free to text me.
Wait a second. Yeah, hold on. I want to actually bring that up to your sheet so we can all take a look. So let's see how, because I don't think we don't use that too much.
Involves actually just spending prestige.
It's
sorry.
Yes. And prestige option. Okay.
Yes, I got you. Good question. Let me get back to you about that, but I will give you a good one. Probably. I'll DM it to you and during the break.
All good.
Yeah. So, yeah. Where do you go from here?
I mean, I assume I have a fairly good lay of the land in terms of where the library would be from here.
All three of you probably do. You've been, even Croft is, there's limited driving, so she's been put to work in more than one place, and etc. So yeah, you kind of get if it turns there, then we got to go left and left again. It looks like, and yeah, you're able to kind of mentally map it out. Getting lost in here, at least on this short passage, isn't a big deal. Longer passage, you could definitely get lost, but not this one. Are you all three of you going in?
Sure.
And I'm certainly leading the way, so.
All right. Current is keeping it together now. Change your status now. Yeah, you guys go down the hallway. Again, you kind of have to watch your step. Every now and then, like a 2x4 type thing juts out from the floor in an area where it shouldn't be, etc., etc. And before you know it, you're kind of at, okay, so this is the library, and that you can see there's like a wooden square on the wall, and it fits into like this little like a wooden bracket with like little things where you're assuming you could put your fingers, and if anyone wants to grab it, you can actually grab it out of there. Yeah, Reynolds.
No, I don't think I'll be grabbing anything at the moment.
That's probably for the best. Yes, Reynolds opens it up, and yes, there are 2 actual eye holes there. Reynolds, you of course have you were the bold one to grab it, so you get to get first look. It turns out there's this painting. If you like are walking straight into the library, like there's a larger painting of like of the world with like sea beasts and stuff if you like turn left after you go in, and that's where the 2 larger built-in type bookcases are there with the seats in front of them where people can enjoy that big painting. But on the far side, there was a picture of, or a portrait rather, of Chastity Malbane, the departed wife, and that is where you're looking out from. And you see, as you kind of peer through the slits, or I suppose there actually are eye holes to be sure. As you peer through, you see both men are already like all over the hashish. Crowley has actually taken off his overcoat and shirt, and his tie, his cravat is the last thing that's on his upper body, and he is laughing and drinking, and he scoops up the last of that foie gras, and that's probably one of the reasons that's such a nice door. Nice thick, English oak. But yeah, they're just having a high old time. This is like, you have never ever even thought to see this side of Mortimer Malbane. This is,
well, we didn't expect to see the side we saw before either.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. It's a night of interesting.
Coming from a what is a, I don't know, 90-year-old person is a little bit unusual too.
Exactly. So yeah, now, on this side of, again, there's no oak door insulating you now, but the croft and current, you can hear this kind of laughter and merrymaking from the inside, glasses clinking, it's like there's a small party of 2 going on in there, or more, it seems. There's that much noise and clamor. Reynolds, as you kind of do your thing, you're surveying the room as best you can, you could swear to goodness that Crowley makes eye contact with you for a second, and then his gaze just kind of keeps floating, and the thing goes back to normal. He's like, Mortimer, and he kind of he kind of gets some composure for a second. We should go look at the book. My time here is limited. I'm only here for a few days, and we have work to do. There's only months left until your birthday, and we know what that means. He's like, yes.
My nose starts to itch.
What's that?
My nose starts to itch.
He's like, Mortimer's like, yes, 90th birthday is the last. And then he's like, then I changed suits, as you put before. Another suit, another 90. They pass so quickly. So Mortimer's like, what was that? And Crowley makes eye contact with Reynolds yet again. Like, it was nothing, Mortimer. And he kind of puts a hand on his shoulder. It's like, have some more of the brown.
And both those times I've completely frozen. Unblinking.
It's like, but would anybody, like, if they saw if you walked into this manor and saw a blinking painting, would it be like, oh, that's out of the ordinary? No.
sneezes, you would.
Yeah, a little bit. So yeah,
As soon as
so,
I hear the sneeze, I am going to essentially panic, and I am going to make my way out of this passage.
yeah, I probably have to push past Croft on your way out.
I want to tussle with him.
Is that you want to tussle with Current?
I want to tussle with Current. I have rough and tumble. At the expense of a prestige, you can cause physical trauma to a staff.
How much prestige do you have?
I have one less prestige than I have before now.
All right. What do you do with it?
Well, he's trying to shove past me, and I just sneezed, and I'm trying to shove him out the other way, and he's in my way, and so I just want to shove him into the slats of the wall and
Oh my god!
and book it out of the passage.
Oh my god! I don't. Am I gonna take that next step? Will I do it? I don't know. It is a tough one. Regardless, so what is it? Does it actually do trauma? Does it note any trauma in the move?
Yes, it says at the expense of a prestige, you can cause physical trauma to another member of staff, a maximum of 3. So I guess I could do it 3 times during a session. Is how I
No,
interpret it.
I think it's like once with a maximum of 3.
Okay.
trauma.
As I read it, it's 1 per prestige.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how it makes sense.
Okay.
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. But it's not a cruel move, so I can use it again if I get more prestige.
Yeah.
So yes, I have to say, Current has taken, I think, the most trauma in this entire campaign.
Good thing he's hardy.
He's completely hardy. It's amazing.
It's exercise. It's good for the body.
It's good for the body.
Not that it's helping me any with you.
Are you saying this in the tunnel?
No.
No.
But you just slammed me up against the wall and not
just waving behind me like keep it down.
All right, I think the physical trauma is enough. I'm not going to send you through the wall into the library at this time. But yes. Yeah, you definitely get flung in the walls, take a little trauma, as Croft is even more wanting to get out of there than you. Probably, yeah. The dust is coming down from that and only increasing your need to continue sneezing and sneezing and sneezing, Croft.
Sprinting. And I'll just go out whatever the door is at the end of it. I don't care where it is. It's the opposite end from where we came in.
Oh my god. We'll find out where that is in a second. Yeah, so Reynolds, they at this point they go out of your view, and just as they do, Crowley kind of locks with your gaze one last time and goes, and then continues. Basically, now they're out of your view as they go towards the book. There's like a bookcase separating you from seeing anything.
We're back on. I'm gonna make haste to not be on this floor again.
So which way are you going? Croft is going the opposite direction for where you came. Current is now out.
Check Current into the wall. I'm gonna maybe continue down the passageway to see if there's another exit.
Okay, so you're following Croft.
Actually, the other direction of wherever Croft went.
Oh, that's the way you came.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so you guys came in. Current is going out the inn. Croft is continuing to go through the passage to see where it leads to and get out that way. And it sounds like you're following Croft then, yes?
Yes, better in front of me than behind me.
Especially with that damn penknife. Oh, well, now you have now I have a machine gun. So it's like one of those. But yeah, you both. So Current, let's cover you first. So you come to as you kind of get out, and the door kind of closes itself behind you. You're kind of like, you just been shocked by seeing a girl walk through a door. You've just overheard something very fantastical and weird. You were just body checked into a freaking wall, and now you're just desperately trying to get out of there. And just when you think the ordeal is over, you're face to face with Alexandrina again. And she looks up to you. Are you all right, Current?
Yes, absolutely.
You're a liar.
I wouldn't so much call it that, but
I wouldn't so much call it that. She's like, but you're a hard worker, and I appreciate that.
is there anything I can help you with, miss?
Hmm. She kind of takes a step closer to you. She brings her hand up, touches the side of your face, and it's cold. It's ice cold. It's this weird sensation. And she's like, I want you to go downstairs and drink some wine. And with that, she kind of fades away, but you kind of see her. It's like as if her face rises up towards yours, and suddenly dissolves into it for a second, and then she's gone. So we'll leave Current there for a second. Meanwhile, Croft, you're always like in the front of the pack. Like there's nothing too dangerous for Croft. I have to say Ruby is fearless, which is a good trait to have in Malbane Manor. So as you kind of, go through, are you taking your time, or are you kind of just like your hands against the walls to kind of figure out where you're at, et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah, I was just trying to get away because I was sneezing. So I was just trying to get
so
out
probably
of the...
a little faster pace, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool. Let's see here. You're going to find yourself, as you kind of get to the end, there's this, I'll say like a pull rope or something like that. With the kind you're used to seeing in the rich houses with like the frayed ends, the knot. It's probably made of something very soft, or at least it was at one time. And if you pull on it, another one of the kind of lower panels opens, and suddenly there's this scent of gunpowder. And it only comes from one place here. It's the smoking room. The weird thing is, the smoking room is on the first floor. You've not gone down any stairs.
So it just opened and like near the floor, just a bottom part of the wall opened up?
Yeah, if you kind of like think of, again, that really expensive wood paneling, it has like the the brackets around it, and then like the up and down, and then you have brackets around like a center area where it's inset, and then there are like two of those, an upper and a lower. They're kind of inset into the wall, and this happens to be the lower part. So when you open it, it's that inset part that's coming open for you.
Okay, well, I will slide myself out into the lounge. Smoking room? Smoking room,
yep.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no one there. But you do see Petunia's behind as she's like standing at the far side looking out to whatever is just past that is keeping her interest. And that's when Reynolds kind of bumps into your behind as he's kind of trying to muddle his way out of there.
And I will scoot out of the way and kind of help him up and just you're filthy, Reynolds.
Filthy Reynolds.
Your hands off me, woman. None of that cavorting here.
I didn't expect you to.
What kind of gentleman do you think I am?
Well, no more a gentleman than Lord Damien, I'm sure.
Oh my God! She took your barb, twisted it around, and barbed it back on you. Holy crap! This is next level barbing. That's
Like, well,
That could easily be innuendo.
Yeah, but I don't
But
think
it's not it's not actually a secret. It was an incorrect secret.
Yeah, which has already been verified as a non.
It's just innuendo in general. I'll be like, have you tried nothing of the sort that Knave did. But that's...
That was good, Reynolds. That was an admirable try.
Trollop.
Meanwhile, Current, you have this insatiable need to get some wine.
Oh, I suppose a small tipple can't hurt after everything I've been through today. Medicinal, as they say.
Medicinal. So you'll find yourself in, I believe it's not the cupboard, the pantry. I think, which is part of your domain, if I recall correctly. Yes, it's the butler's office. So you find yourself in the pantry with the place where you stash the wines, and there's the one part of the wine place that transforms things that's put there. Where do you get your bottle from?
You know what? They won't notice it missing. I am going to take a bottle of very, very fine wine. Not something that they have only like one bottle of. I mean, there's got to be like at least 3 or 4, but whatever's the nicest one that I can generally easily hide the fact it's missing.
Sure, it's probably the one that they ask for they have one on kept in bulk on hand for like large high level parties. Not large, but large meetings with high level people. But yeah. You uncork it, pour it in the glass, swirl it around, aerate it a little bit, drink it back, and in your kind of head as you drink it, you hear "delicious" in Alexandrina's voice, and that's where we're going to take our break real quick. We have 10 minutes. Reynolds, I'll have that thing for you by the end of that 10 minutes. Otherwise, please hydrate. What do we do, Jason? Do we want to hydrate a little or a lot?
Lots. Stay hydrated.
Lots.
Good for your skin.
Stay hydrated. It is good for your skin, and like living is also important, but skin is also on that list. So awesome. I will see y'all in 10, and we'll continue with Malbane Manor.
Okay. See you in 10.
Great.
All right, we are back from our break, and so there we were, all kinds of stuff. Current, you've drunk your wine, you've heard the voice inside your head, and suddenly it as quickly as it came, it seems to leave. There's that feeling like there was like someone watching out from your eyes, like something behind your eyes is now gone after the drink of wine, and you're left alone with that half-finished glass of excellent wine, alone in your pantry office.
No, it certainly feels much better after that, at least.
There's that. It's good to have a little, a little wine's good for the health. I think it's been said through the ages. Let's see, Croft and Reynolds. Now that you've successfully used the word trollop in a role playing session, good job, by the way. There should be like a point thing where it's like, if you can use a given word in an actual RPG session, you should get like extra experience or something for it, or your a personal word you've been trying to work in, yeah, like a triple word score.
RPG achievements.
What was that, Steve? You cut out there.
Say bingo, of like swear words, of like old timey swear words that we can
Oh yeah,
discussions.
Who used poppycock before? Oh, wow. You really, digging them out today. Good job. You've been doing your research. Good job. Awesome. All right. So there we are. So what are Reynolds and Croft doing after their little incident getting out of the passageway? What's your thing? Petunia has wandered off from where she was before Croft. Reynolds, you never even saw her as she came out. But yeah,
I would like to take the time to clean all of the guns in the smoking room, especially given that most recently one of the guns had been used to shoot someone.
oh my. So just walk right up to the wall, pick one off, and grab a hand towel and start a polishing.
Yeah, pretty much. And I'm probably just like rambling to Reynolds the whole time. I'm just like, well, a proper staff member would certainly know her for sure. In fact, it's your job to be polishing these guns. Your job to be making this is perfectly fine. Just kind of like very gesture gesturing with the gun at Reynolds in between polishing.
Yeah, this is a lot of implied threat going on. What's Reynolds doing?
A lot of implied threat.
I think waiting till she's turned her attention to something, and then I just depart.
Yes,
I'm still rambling.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say Croft, not even knowing that he's left the room, continues on. Probably some really, really witty jabs in there, that he'll never hear, sadly. It's wasted on the ether. Or is it? Is there an empty room in this house, really?
I was going to say, is there really a room where there isn't someone watching?
Yes, probably not. All right. Awesome. Where are you heading to then, Reynolds?
What time of day is it?
It's by now. It's getting deep into night. It's like 11 o'clock, probably.
Good question.
If you want me to come back to you, I can swing around.
I will bring them up some tea to the library.
Excellent.
And maybe
another round.
Some bad snacks, things that they wouldn't be allowed to have, or wouldn't, have asked for, whether it be, little, biscuits or, cookies or something, or.
Interesting. I'm not sure what a naughty munchie is in this era in England.
I don't know either. I don't know if it's like
a hard candy or something, or I got it, like chocolate bar. Because this is just after the Great War. All that stuff is still coming off of shortages and rationing.
You mean what? Fine Swiss chocolates?
The best from neutral Switzerland. But yeah, stuff is still being coming back into supply off of rationing, all that good stuff. So yeah, that's probably a great thing to bring up. So yes, pop up there with another tea service and the goodies.
So I will choose my own way to go above and beyond to serve my
nice.
family.
That's a good point. You're actually going back into the den.
Threatening people.
Not threatening people. True story. Yeah, let's do that. Go ahead and you're literally going back into the lion's den, so to speak. So
Hopefully, they don't recognize the eyes. Like
exactly. Don't take away my thunder for your
pull my
miss.
hair down a little bit.
Go ahead and roll with fortitude, please.
And I think that maybe was Croft. Was that what you were doing as well, or were you actually just threatening me?
No, I was trying to serve the house as well.
So I didn't trigger it only because it's like you weren't really putting yourself in danger per se, or there was no real extra risk or anything. Just kind of doing.
So there has to be risk to serve the house.
I think
Not just take initiative.
Using initiative to improve the function of the house beyond duties.
Yeah, but is that okay? Yeah, okay. No, you guys are absolutely right. Go ahead. Yeah, why don't you also, Croft? Why don't you roll fortitude? We'll see. We'll see if there's a misfire.
Fortitude's my worst roll, so I expect so. Yes.
Oh boy. Okay. Also bad for me.
Oh my goodness. All right. So two nice misses. Oh gosh. Not the worst thing in the world. Misses happen. So let's cover Croft. Let's cover Reynolds' first. So Reynolds, you walk into the room with your tea service, with the chocolates and everything, and as you kind of walk in, you knocked, but there's no one there. As you come in, you kind of put down the tray, and as you're trying to make your take your leave of the room, that's when the Book of Blood door opens up, and Mortimer comes out and sees you, seeing him come out the door, and there is this look of, dare I say, mortification. I've been waiting for that. He is Mortimer-fied.
Nobody gets to yell at me anymore.
Nope.
Yeah, he has that look on his face, and then of course, mortification turns to anger, directed anger, and he comes out and, what in the Queen's name do you think you're doing? Stumbling into a man's library without being announced. And then, like, right behind him is Crowley, still with his fucking shirt off, only wearing the cravat. And he kind of looks over Mortimer's shoulder. He's like, no, he's welcome.
Fine
More
chocolates for an evening repast.
So, yeah, Mortimer kind of like gets calmed down a little by Crowley's words. Kind of grumbles to himself and takes a seat where he was. Crowley passes you, Reynolds, and kind of looks towards the tea service and pours himself another cuppa and takes a piece of the chocolate, and he actually proffers it to you. He's going to put it in your mouth if you let him.
I think I'm distinctly uncomfortable about that.
I'm not sure if that's not strange enough to really trigger it, trigger the move, but yeah,
Not strange, it's certainly awkward.
it is awkward. Yes, and this is a consent thing. You can not.
I'll say, no, sir. The fine chocolates are not for the likes of me.
He kind of gives you the look, this look in your eyes, and he's kind of, again, it's like, hey, have I seen you somewhere before?
Like, I look off to another direction.
And with that, he kind of, seeing as you've denied him helping you to snack, he puts it in his own mouth, and he's, and he kind of gets close to your ear in the side, is like, silky smooth. And then kind of sits down and looks at you languidly as you make your departure.
There's nothing further.
Mortimer's like, nothing. Take it or leave.
I take my exit.
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Should we call this a not an end of the session, but should we call this a night where you would normally? It is rather late. Would your characters go to sleep at this point, or do we want to cover anything else before the morn?
Do I escape mishap?
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot about that. I will say, our current Reynolds, are you pretty much ready for bed at this point?
Lock the door. Maybe even put like the nightstand in front of it.
Yeah, current could definitely use some downtime.
Absolutely. So yeah, as you're both kind of, I don't even actually know what you do at night, but you're doing that. You're kind of, pull the covers up all tight around your neck, close your eyes, taking a deep breath, letting out the terror of the day. And try not to cry. And there's that point where like your body's just about to flick off that switch, and everybody hears a resounding boom, and then like nothing, and like nobody really hears any scattering around or anything, so it's like another night in the manor, and then like you go from that switch
Shots
okay.
or gunshots.
Not the first time.
Something always to clean up.
Yeah, you're in charge of the cleanup afterwards. So yes, it's not your best time.
I make a note to get up a little bit earlier to clean up whatever mess may have resulted.
Excellent. Croft, we'll leave it as a mystery as to if there was any shot in there. I'll let you narrate later that part.
Okay.
But yes, the black powder definitely went off on its own as you were doing your thing, and then with ringing in your ears, Miss Croft finds her way to a sweet, sweet slumber.
Wait, am I dead? Did I just die?
No, a sweet, sweet slumber. As much as you can do sweet, sweet slumber in the manor, I should probably
an
preface
actual, real, literal. Okay,
that. An
cool.
actually literal sleep, not death. I'm not
Okay.
murdering you right now.
I think the garage is actually quiet.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go to the garage, actually.
Very restful because it's so dark.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the last place that trouble generally happens, because who can find their way in, right? Who wants to go in?
It's only me and the ghost.
All right. So yes, the new day dawns. Breakfast happens as normal. Croft, now you're probably going to be sent to town for like a small errand.
Okay.
Apparently Crowley's staying for a few days, and they haven't stocked up enough on, let's see, I'll say more chocolate. For some reason, he really is craving chocolate. And that's what they're going to get. It's silky smooth. He's craving chocolate, and also some kind of very like a Far Eastern tea. And they you kind of get a little piece of paper with like what looks like maybe Chinese characters or something written on it.
Cool. While I'm in town, I would like to buy Lady Delilah a new dress.
Oh, interesting. Or I suppose, yeah, Croft is a woman. She can probably size this kind of thing.
Someone's trying to serve the house.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
I'm at 0 prestige. I need something.
So, will this dress come out of house funds or your own?
Ooh. Well, it depends on how much money I would have. Basically, so So that you know my intent from a metagame standpoint. I am trying to stir up trouble with Lady Delilah and Mr. Crowley. So I'm trying to buy a nice, very fetching dress for her to wear.
Plunging neckline.
Yes, as far as one would still be able to wear and not be scandalized. But I don't know that would be something I could afford on my chauffeur budget. So,
all right, we'll say it's house funds. It's not you basically have to sign your name in lieu of the master of the house's signature to a sheet, and they'll bill you. And you're very well acquainted with the fact that, like, any bill that comes from within town is paid for pretty much without looking too hard at it. Though there could be questions asked if the right thing was bought. We'll see.
Anyway. I believe all the household accounts come through the butler at some point, don't they?
At one point, yes, they do.
So
yes, you may. I would say yes. Current will eventually, not this session, but eventually, see a slinky dress, not described as such, but a dress on the what's it called, the ledger, as it were. Yeah. So yeah, put a little pin in that for next session.
Maybe this can be a secret of mine.
Ooh.
Although no, then I guess it's confirmed. Everybody knows it.
It's not very scandalous either. It's something that would get you dismissed from the house potentially if anyone knew. And this is
buying a dress for the lady of the house would get me dismissed?
No, that's what I'm saying. It wouldn't.
Oh, okay, cool. Gotcha.
But a secret is all about, like, if someone found out, you would be on the verge of being gone. Is basically the horror of it all. Now you have to go above and beyond to not be kicked out. But yeah, you could definitely do that. There's a seamstress would definitely, for the amount of money you're offering, like alter or something that was pre-made that she had already fashioned, still one of a kind, but tailored to your specifications. That would probably take the afternoon, up until the early afternoon at least.
Cool.
But yeah, but in the meantime, you can. What does Croft do when she's waiting for things in town? We've never really covered that. Do you go to the local pub and knock down a few? Do you just go to a bookstore and get a penny dreadful? What do you do?
I think I'm trying to recoup my professional reputation in town because I've had to purchase quite a few things. So I think that I just basically go to wherever there is gossip and try to make myself winsome so that people can recognize the weirdness is not from me, the weirdness is from the house. Obviously, it's from the house.
Sure.
We all know those Malbanes.
Those damnable Malbanes. Two words that go very well together in town a great deal. Yeah, why don't you, let's take this opportunity to have you do your serve the house roll.
Ooh, cool.
Roll plus fortitude. No pressure.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you. So roll with something extra for the remainder of the scene and gain 1 prestige.
We're back, boys.
I'm back, y'all.
I can punch you again.
I can punch you again. It's prestige ammunition. What the heck? You guys are slaying me. All right. So yes, and you have. I'll call the scene the remainder of the session.
Nice.
For all intents and purposes. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, you and I'll say because of this role, you successfully kind of endear yourself to some of the townspeople. They find it interesting that it's a woman driver, and like you have some of the men. They do the thing where as dickweed men do, you know cars. Well, how about this? How many, la 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 ba da. I bet you don't know this about, and et cetera, and quizzing you. And of course, Croft knows the answers and is more versed in cars and their inner workings and et cetera than the men are. So that impresses them, and yeah, you made some new acquaintances, at least I'll say.
Cool.
Let's see, current. What are you doing around the house this morning?
Um, avoiding Alexandrina.
Avoiding Alexandrina. Excellent. How are you planning on doing that? Or is that just like a general?
Gonna do my best to kind of stick to, the downstairs, the back, and kind of, keep things in order, but, instead of just being servant invisible, try to be completely invisible.
Right.
You know, uh, out of sight, out of mind.
Excellent. Yeah, so
Yeah,
you're
maybe I'll work on the accounts
good.
and the ledger and whatever. So of course, while Miss Croft's going off today, then it'll be a good amount of time before I see today's purchase. There you
Excellent.
go.
Yeah, so you're doing the ledger, you're having some not getting stabbed time because Croft is in town, that kind of thing. And there's a good reason for you to kind of even close your door to the pantry and get mark off all your income and etc. and income and expenditures, etc. in peace, relative peace. In fact, I'm not sure how much trauma you have, but I think this might be a good opportunity for you to even like take the morning off type of thing.
Okay.
So I'm putting that out there. That potentially will cost you. I haven't done this before, but I want to give you options because your current is by far the most injured, traumatic individual in the cast. So I want to give you some possibilities here. I just have to figure out where the heck it is. Let's see here. Yeah, there's not as many bookmarks in this PDF as I would like.
No, there are barely any.
So let's see here. Here we are. Come on.
Okay, rest and recuperates on page 25.
25. What does it say there? Just so we have it for you. Should you choose to take that as an option?
Trauma can reduce by bed rest long enough to miss something eventful. Other staff members may also consider you a bit of a layabout while you selfishly spend time recovering from a sucking chest wound. So,
Excellent.
yeah, taking some bed rest. And an example, Miss Crawler's retired to Stern's quarters for the afternoon after a lengthy out. Migraines disappeared and she's reduced one trauma. When she returns to her tea, she's confused as to why all the staff are wearing necklaces made of garlic and carrying crosses. Never fails. She'll learn soon enough as soon as the sun sets.
All right. If you're willing to risk that, risk missing something, go ahead and take your morning off. Maybe drink some more wine and do as you're doing the ledgers with the door locked, and take the morning off. Is that something you want to do, or get rid of at least the trauma?
Yeah, that's not a bad plan.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah, take the morning off. Yesterday was not good for me, and so yeah, some time to recover might be nice.
And I imagine I'm so busy I don't even have time to check on him.
Yes. What is Reynolds doing? What's keeping Reynolds busy?
I mean, cleaning, meal service, clean up after that. I had to serve, lunch all by myself,
Right.
like all the trays.
Yes, and it was one of those big ones too. Apparently, Crowley's presence merits something from the chef too.
Cold soup, hot soup, cold, appetizer, warm entree.
Lukewarm entree. This is England. All the good stuff. Yes. It's quite a hearty lunch. Extravagant one. There's even like octopus and stuff like that.
Nice.
It's very strange. But Reynolds is running ragged, so might notice Current's absence, but otherwise, this is I'm saying this is still within current or Reynolds's level of what's it called, work.
Dude.
Yeah, you can get through this. So one of the things you do notice is that Crowley is just wandering around the grounds and the house, and he's wearing only a silk robe, which flutters in the wind at all times. Definitely, man is not ashamed of himself in any fashion. The family doesn't even notice it. They pass him in the hallway. This is like nothing. And otherwise, he's just kind of around. He's observing. He's looking at the different rooms. He does spend a bit of time in the library with Mortimer again. They've been doing quite a bit of talking and whatnot in there, rabble-rousing. A couple times even vibrated through, the crashing of something vibrated through the oak door, etc., etc. But yeah, you've definitely been busy the whole morning.
I'll do what I can to avoid him.
Yes, it's not hard. He does seem to kind of have a path. It appears. But yeah, I'll say like you're kind of continuing to do your thing. You're kind of even becoming part butler, etc., etc. You've avoided Petunia on 4 occasions. You're getting really good at this. The clap clapping, it's like at times it's like some kind of weird, it's echoing strangely in the hallway, so it's hard to tell where it's coming from, but you're slowly mastering the art of knowing where Petunia is and where therefore not to be.
I think especially the Great Hall was where the echoes are particularly troublesome.
Yes, they do get troublesome once you get to the Great Hall. Past and future. But yeah. Comes time to kind of the family's winding down. Croft, you're back by this time with the dress, and you've already presented. Actually, you worked hard for this. Let's do a quick scene with Croft. Why don't you give the dress to Delilah? She's in her room brushing her hair when you come upon her.
I will knock on the door.
Yes, enter.
Lady Delilah. I hate to disturb you while you're getting ready, but I found a very fetching dress in town that I thought might be perfect for you and your distinguishedness in the house.
She looks over. This will feed from your excellent roll, by the way.
Cool.
She looks at it and looks at you. I had no idea you had so much taste. This is exquisite. This is a pleasure to look upon. Who'd have thunk?
Indeed, it's also very exotic, as you requested.
Yeah, she kind of does the thing where she picks it up and presses it against herself to kind of size it and get an idea of how she looks at it. She twirls in front of her full-length mirror in her room, and it's like, I can put it on myself. I can dress myself. You may leave. Thank you. It's very, very thoughtful of you, Croft. I will remember this.
Thank you. I did it only to serve the house.
Only to serve the house and totally not get kicked out of my ass.
Oh, of course. I have 100% been learning from Reynolds with the different lines and self-effacing attitude.
Oh no! Yes, exactly. Awesome. So you've returned. You've woken up from your wine-assisted nap. The ledgers are mostly balanced, but at this point, that's really secondary. You're feeling better. Erase one of your trauma if you haven't already. and yeah, do your thing. So, and Reynolds, you've successfully avoided Petunia and Crowley for pretty much the day. And I'll say the three of you meet up in the servants area. Let's see here.
I'm like visibly haggard, from the day.
I, meanwhile, am stepping merrily with.
I'm looking fresh as a rose.
Yes.
Ah, Miss Croft, had an excellent day, have you?
Yes, indeed, I've been very productive. My duties, and then some.
Oh, I am glad to hear that. It's important to stay busy as befits one's station. And not to, look the part of the legged and layabout like Mr. Reynolds here.
Indeed.
Damn, we come out swinging.
Indeed, I've heard that being lazy can lead to depression and just a generally haggard demeanor.
Yes. I mean, if Mr. Reynolds engaged in a rousing course of calisthenics every morning, such as myself, and I have recommended, perhaps it would be better suited to the rigors of this bucolic country life.
Yes,
wow,
yes, and
I'm gonna
I'm
have to look that one up.
You considered lifting the wine bottle to and fro to your mouth so many times? Calisthenics?
indeed, I think he also thinks other scandalous books are calisthenics as well. It does raise the heart rate, I'm sure.
Oh my god, the umbrella sale is on. We all the shade is everywhere.
You would impugn my fitness.
Oh, she likes fit men, and I'll continue about whatever I was doing.
Yeah, Reynolds is probably you're polishing something. Like there's the silver. Someone brought their boots in or something like that.
That
Like good
explains why I don't like.
as I'm polishing the silver.
What did you say, Steve?
I said, good things these won't go off.
Yes. Oh my. Oh damn. It's coming from all sides. There's no safe harbors here in the servants' hall today. But yeah, so you guys are all kind of doing your thing. The shade is everywhere. It's dark. And that's when, right in front of you, that's when you see Alexandrina.
Miss Alexandrina. Hello.
So, what did you learn of Crowley?
Apparently, Crowley and Lord Malbane are conspiring do something called changing a suit on the Lord's coming birthday.
Such the conspiracy. Getting dressed for a birthday.
It did not sound like they were talking about garments, but perhaps some role or something. I cannot understand. I do not see why Lord would contract services of a malevolent sorcerer simply to wear a new set of clothing.
Perhaps it has something to do with cards.
Mm, I do not know.
Good ask.
But yes, they made reference specifically to birthday and that time was running out. Apparently, momentous events are in motion to culminate on the 90th birthday of the Lord.
Miss Alexandrina, do you know Do you know anyone by the name of Simon?
Simon. Why do you ask?
Well, it's just that the townspeople say things, and there's supposedly a Simon Malbane, but I don't think I have met him.
Simon. The lost Malbane.
Who?
Lost?
I'm going to settle into a chair almost. You can almost see the bag of popcorn.
Do tell.
Peacock.
Simon. Simon is a son of Mortimer. But not of Delilah or of Chastity.
Surely not a, and I get ready to say the word bastard, but this is still a child of the house, like surely not a illegitimate child.
Fight. I never knew him. And she kind of looks towards, back and forth towards the three of you. Is that all you snooped? She raises an eyebrow.
I'm a bad spy. I didn't snoop anything.
I'm a bad spy. I'm a naughty spy.
Like
I wasn't able to gather much information myself as other people place themselves in my line of view bodily. And then there's a slight wince and rubbing the ribs.
Funny.
Like, what else would you know, Miss Alexandrina? That
I
we
don't
could find.
trust that. I don't trust that Crowley. Madman, sorcerer.
He seems to have been given quite a lot of leeway in the house. He wanders around with barely a robe on, and no one in the house has raised an issue.
Despicable, isn't it?
It's unbefitting a gentleman.
Simply infamous.
He's a favorite of the family. Why, I don't know. But I'll figure it out. With that, she kind of turns around, and by the time she would have normally, completed her turn and taken a step to walk away, she's just not there anymore.
So we're all agreed that this isn't Miss Alexandrina, right?
I suppose we could confirm that by chatting with Miss Alexandrina in the flesh.
And then the question becomes, who is it?
You're the expert on magic.
What? What?
I have heard tell that spirits inspectors can, being not bound to such hard matters of the flesh, able to sculpt and change their appearance to be whatever they wish to be. And thus, even if one were to gaze upon the shade below one path, it may not actually be their soul which beckons thee.
All right.
Of witchcraft.
I think so. I think that Lord what's his name Fencer just gender stereotyped the wrong person. There was a witch with us the whole time, but it wasn't me.
Gender stereotype the witch. Yeah. Excellent. Are you going to go search out Alexandrina and Alexander theoretically?
Sure.
Take a few chocolates to them, since they seem to be at the house nowadays. And
I'm going to make a point of getting like a small pouch, maybe like about size of a little dice bag, whatever, and keep it full of salt.
Ooh.
And I'm going to keep
Interesting.
that on me.
I'm
Excellent.
going to make sure
Yeah.
I have my penknife and accompany them. I'm going to make sure I have my penknife and accompany.
Reynolds, do you keep your ill-gotten gain on you also?
no, I think I've stashed that because the house is dangerous.
All right, excellent.
Tunya could,
Are you all?
run into me and stab herself for all I know, and how would that do?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so yeah, are you all gonna, as a group, try to find the twins? Or are you splitting the party?
But if they came, I couldn't stop them.
Yes,
I suppose.
I'd like to go.
I suppose I should again track down a horseshoe somewhere. There are bound to be spare horseshoes in or around the house. What with Petunia?
That's fair. That's fair. I'm sure you can hunt one down. That won't be a terrible trouble. Lowercase t, of course. Yeah. So the three of you kind of, I don't want to say stalk is the wrong. You aren't stalking children. You are, however, looking for them. You'll pass a couple family members who pay you no mind. They don't need anything from you, so you're non-existent-ish. Bartholomew passes you by. At least he's nice enough to give you a quick nod. You pass by Damien's room, and you can kind of hear him stirring inside, whimpering. His what do you call it? His brother Bert, it probably actually just came from there. You can actually, and this is the strange part. He is actually carrying like a tray, like he himself brought food or refreshment to his brother, as opposed to having one of you do it. So weird or not, this is the exception to the rule. But you eventually do find the twins. They're actually, I'll say, in the conservatory. They like hanging out there for some reason. They're alternately playing like a violin. They hand it back and forth between each other as they play a part of a song, hand it off, the other continues. And they kind of both stand and Alexander has the violin at the moment and kind of puts it in the bow to his side, and they both stand up as you come in and notice your presence.
I brought refreshments. As I have a little silver tray.
How did you know? Oh, and is there a drink? I'm so thirsty, says Alexandrina.
I'd assume I would have, water or something.
Yeah, definitely. Water or some kind of juice.
Like, were we just talking earlier this afternoon, Miss Alexandrina? As I'm serving them.
Yeah. And she kind of like, as she's like reaching out to get a glass of whatever you brought, and she like hesitates as you ask that. And you can sense that Alexander picks up on that hiccup there. And Does it take 3 servants to deliver refreshments to 2 children?
Well, you see, I think that there might be another Alexandrina.
So let's see here. This is. Are you confirming suspicions?
Oh, sure, yeah. Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
saying you're triggering if you're you have reason to believe you know someone's secret or trouble. Yeah. So
Well, I
go
mean,
ahead
there's
and
obviously another Alexandrina, so yeah, that's
sure. So yeah, roll persuasion. Roll plus persuasion, please.
Say, we didn't see anything in the book regarding an extra twin, did we? I know that would be like not twinny, but
Right. No, in the family tree, no, you did not.
Simon didn't match up with Alexandra and Alexandrina, right?
No. Son again. He is the son of Mortimer.
okay. So that's a 13.
Holy crap! Nice. All right, 13. So 10 plus, the other person confirms suspicion is true or false. Mark that you know one secret or trouble if of that person if confirmed. So yeah. So she kind of is about, she kind of does that start, her brother does the thing, and she decides to put the glass down. They both face you. Alexandrina crosses her arms. She's a ghost. Ghost of Sarah Malbane. And she's older than this house.
Interesting.
Should we be concerned?
Have you upset her?
No, I've given her food, and she seems pretty fixated on Crowley.
She is repeatedly and vociferously disappointed with our spying ability, which, understandably, you're not spies.
And we would never do such a thing.
Right. They kind of the
Impugn the
twins
honor of the house and risk our employment?
the twins look at each other and then back at you. If she is concerned about Crowley, you should be too. We should be too. What did she say of him? We know that he's a favored man of the family.
She's suspicious of him and
That he is a madman and a sorcerer.
those things.
Then he is both.
He also
And
wears a scandalous lack of clothing.
They kind of look at each other and then, be that as it may, if Sarah is concerned, the whole house should be concerned. But of course, my parents, their parent, they like him, and it's not good. I don't know why they tolerate him. There's something about him that makes even them feel special. I know that he's been all over the world, that Crowley. He's been to the colonies. He's been to Africa and Asia. I know that he was some sort of, well, Father called him a magician. He had strange implements, a sword, a small dagger. They're all ceremonial in his doings. But beyond that, I can't say. So, but if Sarah is concerned, we have every right to be concerned. And if the family won't listen, then you must.
He seems to be conspiring over some doing with the Lord on his upcoming 90th date of birth.
That's December 30th. Months away, says Alexander.
Great. Then we have plenty of time to plan the party and not be concerned. I don't think that we need to be troubling you anymore. Right, Mr. Current?
Now, if you want to take full responsibility for the matter, be my guest. I cannot think of anyone more suited to the honor.
Thank you. That actually means a lot, Current.
So the kids allow themselves some refreshment and you can kind of feel that this secret is, this trouble, if you will, is something that they're happy to have off their chests. It was like weighing on them. And they actually go back to, their demeanor changes to like almost as if you didn't have this conversation, that you'd please them. Kind words to you. You're so, you just, just what we need to feel refreshed after a hard day of playing the instruments, at play and avoiding Crowley. And like they kind of do the thing, like you should relax, take some time off. And you of course know that they have no real sway in that whole taking the time off thing. But that's the best they can do. They're kids. So yeah, after that, things go kind of, again, normal is always in quotation marks at Malbane Manor. There comes a time in just before dinner where there's just a calamity, and I'm going to say you're all like in the servants' hall or something, and you come out to the into the great hall, and you see Crowley is followed by like all family members save Petunia, and in his arms, carried across his arms, is Delilah, and she's like limp in his arms. He's like, where's that driver? We need to get her to the doctor immediately. And Mortimer is like, the driver can certainly take her and care for her. No, I insist. You've treated me so well as a guest, and I must not impinge on you anymore. And he kind of finds, driver. Sees Croft. To the town now. And he, with like great, what's that?
She wearing the new dress?
She is wearing the new dress. It's like this big dramatic scene as you pull up the car and open the door, and he gingerly lays her inside her flaccid form, if you will, and he turns to the family. Not to fear. I swear I will find her the best doctor, and we shall return. It may be weeks, but I will see that she is well. Fear not, Malbane family. You have treated me well, and I will return the favor. And at that, he gets into the car and takes off. And Croft, it's like literally 30 seconds after you're out the gates that Delilah sits up. Oh, I feel like my fear is perhaps breaking, but certainly we should go to the train station to go to the doctor of whom you spoke, Alistair. It's like, absolutely, my dear. With all good speed, driver, to the train station.
As Lady Delilah commands.
And with that, as things vignette inward towards the car going down the estate road towards the city, and fades to black for this session.
Wait. Okay. Cool. Sounds good.
Did you want to cover something else before we do that?
Oh, I was just gonna crash the car before we got to town.
Crash the car? Are you really going to crash the car?
Yeah.
Okay,
This
this
has
will be
gotten out of hand. Delilah was just supposed to flirt with Crowley, not run away with him.
You don't want her to be happy?
No, I don't.
All right.
She's a
So
Malbane.
yeah, so let's end it with like that vignette reopens, and this time as it opens, we see like it's literally like just like you're seeing on camera with me, like the face of Croft with hands on the wheel, kind of eyes narrowing as she's picking just the right tree. And we cut just as like you hear like the crash, and she jerks forward, and that's when the scene ends.
Wow.
Excellent. We didn't actually. I though Reynolds did trigger his cruel move. There was no in-game opportunity to really play it off, so I'm gonna that's a freebie for you guys. Reynolds gets a goodie,
Yes.
but we don't lose any prestige this time. That may I'm not gonna actually, you know what, I'm not gonna make it
Fans.
go over to the next one. But yeah, so you got a freebie. So Reynolds only got a halfie in that one, in the sense that nobody else lost anything. Which, of course, for him to triumph, others must fail. So I've gypped him slightly, only because the gameplay just didn't call for it yet.
Saving for retirement.
Saving for retirement. But yeah, so good session. Everybody gets a prestige for remaining employed for the moment. So good job.
Nice.
Good session. Like I said, this is my first historical character, probably the last. But I felt that was a fun one to bring in. Yeah.
Probably it.
I don't
Good
think I know
times.
Aleister Crowley.
Yes, he's the founder of a hermetic order called the Golden Dawn. And he did some other crazy shit. A lot of stuff involving like sex and multiple partners, and that kind of stuff. Tantric type magic and
One reference to the irregulars. Wasn't Gold in that too?
I have not. You know what? I have not watched the Irregulars yet. That is on my list though. I was just kind of turned off because like you guys were saying it was like on Discord that was like just kind of like it could have been anybody in Victorian era England. Why did it have to be Sherlock? So it dropped a little on my list. I haven't seen it, but possibly.
I thought it was
Yeah.
entertaining, but
Well, Crowley would be contemporary with Holmes, unless
Yeah.
of course it's time shifted Holmes.
Golden Dawn is the one they referenced.
Uh,
If there
was
happened
like
to be a secret society brought up in that show, it could have been Golden Dawn, but I'm not going to ruin anything,
thank you. And then there was another. He founded his own order called like the Ordo
Order
the
Templis
Ordo
Orientis.
Orientis. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Yes.
But yes, he was into some wacky, crazy shit, and it was just perfectly appropriate for Malbane Manor, for the Malbanes. So I had to bring him in. So yeah, so was that. So yes, you guys are, as always, and kind of one of the things I was kind of noticing as we were playing again. This is a dark game. Scary stuff happens. This is dramatic, but I think we're doing it right in that there's a great deal of laughter, at least on my end. It's a fun game. It's amusing. It's funny. It's witty, and yet scary, horrifying, and traumatic. And so I think we're doing Bedlam Hall right. We're doing it the way that it was meant to be played well. So, and that's mostly because of you guys. Your characters are just so amazingly perfect in their roles, all of you. So I'm always impressed, as again, I hate to gush, but I don't hate to gush, how well you guys are doing and how the characters are just so unique and awesome. And like, again, I love the umbrella sales. When the shade flies,
I think
stand back.
I need a weapon because 2 people have knives now, and the only one really apparently taking any trauma is me.
That is a really insightful note.
Well, you've been doing all your exercises with your bags. Maybe just your fists are your weapon.
Oh my.
I mean, I will say I have been keeping an eye out for any opportunity to kill someone, but it hasn't appeared.
I think you had
Uh,
harder to kill. Oh,
well, I managed to
so perfect.
indirectly.
So fun. All right. Okay, so yes, good session. Again, I want to congratulate you guys. You did awesome. Um, I wish I had some constructive criticism for y'all, but you're doing great. And I hope I'm playing off the various troubles and everything in a way that's not overwhelming, but is more meaningful, so you can kind of take each of them in and enjoy them, that kind of thing. But we'll keep delving in. We got 5. This is episode 5 already, believe it or not. We have 5 more episodes at the end of the campaign, so 5 months or so until December 30th.
And I am gonna take an advance. I don't know what yet though.
Excellent.
So
Cool.
I'm gonna reset my number to 0.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Tittering on the
Ooh.
edge.
With any new character idea, just in case,
Awesome. All right. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. It was a good session. So keep up the good work is basically what I'm saying. So let's get you guys out of here. Unless there's anything you want to talk about, I'm open. We technically we always seem to be like 15 minutes early or so with the session, which is fine. It takes as much time as it should. Anything else we wanted to go over, or you guys want to finish the session here?
I think crashing the car has completely derailed your plan for next session.
Has it though?
It's all part of the plan.
All part of the Scott Grand plan.
I guess I should know. Will I be taking trauma from the car crash?
Ooh, interesting.
There might be a role involved in that.
Yeah, let's.
I would think though you wouldn't necessarily, because you're controlling the crash. It's not actually an accident.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna say.
Maybe
Was that?
something equivalent to go out on the grounds roll.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
where,
that's a good one.
Actually, that pretty much works.
How it affects you. If you get a partial.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, let's save that. Well, that'll be like the first thing we do next session to keep the cliffhanger going. I like the idea of that the old serials where the car goes over the literal cliff and it's like tune in next time to see if Buck Rogers gets out of the trunk of the speeder vehicle and doesn't die, but you literally saw him going over. So yeah. So I like the idea. So yeah, let's leave a literal cliffhanger, or not a literal. It's not a cliff, but a figurative cliffhanger for next time, and we'll make that roll and find out how Croft does.
Cool.
So
Danger,
be
Will
afraid.
Robinson.
Danger, Will Robinson, exactly. All right, awesome. So that being said, let's say goodbye to my awesome players. Again, they're what make the Bedlam Hall so cool. I have never heard such wit in one game session than I have in several of these Bedlam Hall sessions. So I am impressed beyond impressed. So let's go over to Jason. We never start in the middle again.
This session was absolutely preposterous, as per usual.
Very preposterous.
Very well. Perhaps I will see you upon the nonce.
Awesome. Steve, goodbye for now.
Good night.
And last but not least, Philip, have a great night. Thank you for joining us. You're awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Always a blast.
Awesome. Cool. All right, and I, of course, am Scott's Case Files. If you're watching this on Twitch, think of doing a follow or subscribe. All my social media stuff is below in the about. If you're watching this on YouTube, then all that's in the description. Definitely think of subscribing. Hit the bell to be alerted when I put out new stuff on YouTube, which is weekly. And I hope you enjoyed the session as much as I did. It's always a good time. One thing I'm going to talk about in some future video is like this GM trepidation. Anyone who's ever GM'd a session is going to be able to tell you about exactly what I'm talking about. And it's like going to a session not knowing if you're going to suck or not. And I have that pretty much with every single session I GM on or off the stream. True story. And it is always great to see that it's like, I'm not, this is not just me, it's also the players, and they're what helps me to make it great, and that my anxiety just melts away. So I am very thankful to my players, and I will always gush about them because they're freaking awesome, and I'm lucky to have them. And I'm also very cognizant of their time, which is also valuable, so I'm going to get the hell out of here. So anyway, everyone, thank you for joining us. It was a fun time. Have a great week. Have a great day. See you next time at Bedlam Hall. Go forth and do no harm, and take care until we see you next time. Bye for now.
Trepidation over game mastery? Preposterous!